Hello, today I'm going to be talking about four things: speech, hearing, language, and communication. To be able to communicate with other people, language is needed. Here in Texas, most people use English. Some people use Spanish. So why am I talking about speech and hearing? In most languages, speech is used to communicate. English is a spoken language, as well as Spanish. So, how is it learned? As children grow up, they hear the spoken language happening around them in their homes, with their families and their friends, and even at school. They learn the sounds and different words in the language and develop both the sounds and the words. Using their hearing, they have access to the speech and language, and they began communicating with their families and friends. So, what happens when a person is deaf or hard of hearing? Language and communication still happen, but speech is not easy to hear. To be able to hear the speech and the language within their home, if their family is not deaf or hard of hearing as well, they might need a hearing aid or cochlear implant. If a child with a deaf or hard of hearing mom or dad or both parents are deaf and hard of hearing as well, they may choose to use sign language. Without access to the sounds and the words or the speech and the language, a child will not learn how to correctly say certain sounds or words. If a sound cannot be heard, it will not be able to be produced. Deaf individuals have access to a non-spoken language, sign language. Sign language is a visual communication that is used and is helpful to deaf and hard of hearing people. So what does that mean for teachers of the deaf? It means that some of your kids, your students, might come in with hearing aids and cochlear implants. They might need more spoken language. But you have other children who do not have hearing aids or cochlear implants, and they need more visual supports. So, total communication is used within the classroom. I will show you how that looks while using speech, hearing, language, and communication in a lesson plan. Good morning. Who can remember what we talked about yesterday? Anybody? No, we didn't talk about Christmas. Did we talk about Thanksgiving? No. What did we talk about? Who can remember the word compound words? Right. So what does a compound word mean? Bob. What does a compound word mean? What do you do with a compound word? Right. A compound word means that you have two different words and you're combining them to create one new word, correct? Who can give me an example? Billy. Fireworks. Fireworks. Why is he thinking about fireworks when it's almost Christmas time? Did you go to a baseball game? Yes, fireworks is a compound word. Why is fireworks a compound word? What's the first word in compound word? Or in fireworks? What's the first word within the compound word fireworks? Fire. Right. Is fire happening in fireworks? No. So what's the second word in a compound word? You have fire, work. So is fire working? Is that what that means? No. It's just two different words combined to make a new word, right? So yesterday, what did you do? You had the cards. You each had your own card. What happened with that card? Yeah, you were walking around finding the other person to match your compound word. Did you have pictures to show you what your compound word was? No, you had to think. What? Butterbox? Butterbox? Is that a word? No. So what did you do? Walked and you looked and you listened, right? You had to listen to see, is that a word that I have heard before? And if it was not, you asked. If you thought, maybe that can be a word, maybe I need to ask. You asked me, right? And then I said, yeah, that works. Or no, try again. Okay? So today, yesterday finished. You had one word, made a new word. Today, what do you think that we're gonna do? Today, not word one, word two. We're not making a lot of new words. Today, we're gonna separate the compound word. So I'm gonna give you an example, and you're gonna help me. The compound word that you're gonna separate is butterfly. What is word number one in butterfly? Butter. Right. What's word number two? You have butter. The other word, what's that? Fly. Right. You have butter, fly. Fly, is that a bug? Yeah. Is a butterfly a bug? No, not really. Okay? So today we're going to practice the compound words. You know how to match. You have one word, second word, to create a new word, right? Today you're going to practice separating. Why is it important that you know how to separate a compound word? Does anybody know? No? I'm going to tell you. Okay. It's important because when you're reading, if you find a word that you don't know, like, wow, that's a long word. What am I going to do? How am I going to read that? I don't know. You can see, maybe I can separate. If it's a compound word, you can't. You can separate and read them separately, right? And then you can say them together and hear the words together to help you understand maybe what the word is. Okay? So today we're going to practice, not making word one, word two. We're not making the compound words. We are going to separate the compound word, okay? Okay, let's get started.